Why do some guys seem to be able to get girls without trying? Some people find it hard to even catch a glimpse of what makes the difference. There's more to getting women's attention than big, flashy displays or romantic gestures. There are also subtle, powerful habits that can be learned from the timeless principles of Stoicism. Today, we're going to talk about 10 simple, deeply effective habits that are designed just for you based on the ancient wisdom of Stoicism. By the end of this talk, you'll understand why these habits aren't just about getting women's attention. They're also about creating lasting interest and deep admiration. Come with me on this thought-provoking trip to learn how Stoic philosophy can be used in modern life to make you a stronger, more confident guy. To improve your looks and boost your confidence, we'll talk about easy, everyday things you can start doing right away. Make sure you like our video and subscribe to our station so you don't miss any of our other videos. Get ready to learn about some of the most interesting things about growing as a person and building relationships. Let's jump in and start this exciting journey together. Number 1. Broaden your views. It's surprisingly easy to fall into a scarcity mindset, especially when things aren't going our way. This mindset tells us that chances in love and dating are limited, so we focus all of our emotional energy on one prospect. This approach, however, often makes us more frustrated and desperate. To help you fight this, I want to introduce you to the idea of an abundance mindset, which comes from Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on the things we can control, like our actions and reactions, and to let go of the things we can't. When it comes to dating, this means accepting that not every interaction will lead to a meaningful connection. And that's fine. For example, let's say you're at a social gathering and you meet someone you're interested in. You chat and share a drink, but it doesn't go anywhere. If you have a scarcity mindset, this might feel like a big loss. But if you adopt a Stoic view, you'll see it for what it is, one chance among many. Instead of dwelling on what didn't work, you'll accept the outcome and be ready to embrace new opportunities. Stoic wisdom doesn't tell you to hide your feelings. Instead, it tells you to recognize them, learn from them, and then use what you've learned to move on. It's about realizing that chances and interactions are temporary, which frees you from needless attachment and despair. Think of confident, successful people, like those you may know or have read about. Know that the world is full of opportunities. They don't get upset when things don't go as planned or when connections are turned down. Instead, they take it all in stride, learning from each experience and moving on to the next, with a renewed sense of purpose and optimism. So how can you start developing this mindset? Start by adding more people to your network. Try new things, like going to new events or using online dating services. You're more likely to find meaningful connections every time you go somewhere new or meet someone new. Remember that every interaction, whether it leads to a relationship or a polite goodbye, is a chance to practice resilience, improve your social skills, and learn more about what you really want in a partner. Keep your head up and your heart open. Enjoy all that life has to offer. Let the philosophy of Stoicism help you handle the ups and downs of dating with grace and confidence. If you do these things, you'll see that the world is indeed full of endless opportunities, not just for love, but also for personal growth and happiness. When it comes to planning a date, women often like it when a man is sure of himself and acts in a confident way, not in a controlling or dominating way, but by carefully making a choice. For example, the key is to plan ahead and choose a location that fits your budget and personal style. You should also plan activities that are relevant to her interests and present these plans clearly and with enthusiasm. For example, instead of asking her over and over again where she wants to go or what she wants to do, you should suggest a well-thought-out plan. Saturday is a good day to go to that new Italian place. Someone told me it's great afterward if we were interested, we could go to a nearby place to hear live jazz. This approach not only shows initiative, but also care, which are qualities that show your dedication to making an unforgettable experience and your effectiveness as a partner. Often hesitating or deferring decisions to her might seem helpful, but it can be seen as a lack of commitment or even disinterest, so it's important to respect her choices and views. Taking the lead in making decisions can show that you're committed to the relationship. The best way to show your commitment is to find a balance between leadership and attentiveness, making sure that you accept her points of view while firmly directing the direction you both go. This kind of decisiveness is attractive because it shows a strong personality trait, often linked to Stoicism. It shows that you can make decisions and are ready to stick to them. By showing these traits, you position yourself as a reliable and interesting partner who brings both stability and excitement to the relationship. This not only makes you more appealing, but it also makes her value the security and leadership you offer. Number 3. Start a healthy jealousy. Let's talk about a complicated and often misunderstood part of dating dynamics. How to use jealousy well without Stoicism teaches us how important it is to control our feelings and reactions, but it also helps us understand how our actions can subtly affect other people's feelings. Today, we'll talk about how to show someone how valuable and desirable you are in a way that might naturally engage their interest, and maybe even their competitive spirit, without using negative tactics. To begin, it's important to remember that your life should be interesting and rewarding on its own, not something you make to make someone else react. Stoicism teaches us that we shouldn't base our actions on what other people think of us, so the goal here isn't to make someone feel unsafe or threatened, but to help them see your inherent worth and the full life you live. For example, let's say you've been spending a lot of your free time with someone you're interested in, maybe at the expense of other relationships or hobbies. It's easy to become too focused on one person, which can make you seem too available and lower your perceived value. To change this dynamic, spend more time with friends, get back into hobbies you've put on hold, or start new activities that interest you. This isn't about being hard to get. It's about genuinely enjoying your life and all of its parts. For example, you could start playing soccer with friends once a week, or take up a new hobby like photography or cooking classes. You become a more well-rounded person when you do these things. When the person you're interested in sees that you're not only thinking about them and that you have a full life, it can naturally make them jealous, in a good way. This doesn't mean making them feel threatened, but it can make them want to be a bigger part of your interesting life. When they see you laughing, telling stories, and making memories with other people, it reminds them of how valuable you are and how much joy you bring to your relationships. Stoicism tells us to work on improving ourselves and living by our values. When you do this, you not only become more self-sufficient and happy, but you also become more attractive to others. They start to see you as a catch, someone worth pursuing, because you bring value and joy to their lives, regardless of their presence. Instead of using jealousy as a tool, use this as a way to show off your worth and the beautiful life you are building. Through good relationship techniques, we can learn to be present even when we're not there. The idea of availability is an important one that is often ignored. Being too easy to get to can lower your perceived value without meaning to. Remember that things that are harder to find are usually more valuable. This includes your time and presence. In Stoicism, there's a lot of emphasis on self-discipline and the wisdom of managing your own resources, such as your time. Stoics believe that you should live a life with purpose and meaning, instead of constantly responding to other people's needs and demands. This way of thinking can be very helpful in personal relationships. Let's look at an example. You might always be the first to answer messages, offer help, or change your plans to make room for someone else. While these are all kind things to do, doing them too often can make people take you for granted. Stoicism teaches us to value ourselves and our time, which makes other people value us too. Try to picture this. If you meet up with someone every weekend, they always expect you to be available. Now think about what would happen if you spent some of those weekends working on hobbies or spending time with other people. At first, this change might come as a surprise or even a disappointment, but it will also make you value the times you are open even more. People will notice when you're not around and start to value your presence more when you are. This isn't about being difficult. It's about building a life that makes you happy and fulfilled without relying on one person or relationship. For example, if you love painting, dedicate more time to it. If you love biking, make it a priority. This dedication to your passions not only makes your life more interesting and fulfilling, but it also makes you more interesting and engaging to others. By managing your availability, you're also practicing another Stoic principle. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. You can't change how someone feels about you, but you can change how you spend your time and energy. In line with Stoic resolve, this building a strong sense of self that isn't easily moved by outside events. This method will also work as a natural screen. If someone really likes and cares about you, they'll notice when you're not around and try to connect with you when you can. They'll respect your time because they see you respecting it. If someone doesn't seem to notice or care, that's a clear sign that you might need to re-evaluate the value of that relationship in your life. So, follow the Stoic way by balancing your availability and investing in yourself. This doesn't mean you ignore people or relationships. Instead, you approach them with balance and self-respect. Make your presence something that adds value, not just something that fills a gap. Remember that the goal is to build a full and fulfilling life, and your time with others should be a part of that richness, not the only source of it. If you've read this far and are still interested, please take a moment to comment below with, "I value my time." This simple action will show that you know how important it is to spend time on activities that are worthwhile and meaningful. Let's continue on this trip. Journey number 5. Be true to yourself when you're dating and interacting with other people. A lot of people get caught in the trap of playing roles to get love and praise by being someone other than who they really are. This behavior not only lowers your self-worth, but can also make real connections almost impossible. From a Stoic point of view, the most important thing in life is not other people's praise or approval, but living by your own morals and principles. Stoicism teaches us that approval from other people is short-lived and unreliable. What counts is how we see ourselves and how well our values match up with them. Imagine you're interested in someone and you find yourself constantly adjusting your behaviors, your statements, and even your beliefs to match what you think they want in a partner. This might include pretending to enjoy activities that don't interest you, offering compliments that aren't sincere, or downplaying your achievements to avoid seeming boastful in the short term. This might capture their attention. However, sustaining this facade over time is not only exhausting, but also prevents a real connection based on mutual respect and genuine interest. It can lead to relationship built on shaky foundations, where one person's affection is contingent on continued performance rather than true emotional intimacy. Contrast this with a Stoic approach. A Stoic-minded individual focuses on developing self-sufficiency and personal integrity. This means engaging in life's activities for their own growth and satisfaction, not for the sake of impressing others. Picture a person who pursues their interest passionately, whether it's in the arts, sciences, or sports, not to showcase for others, but because these activities bring them personal joy and fulfillment. Let's say you love nature and hiking. Instead of concealing this interest in favor of more popular activities, you share your adventures and invite others to join, not as a plea for attention, but as an expression of your passion. This genuine display of enthusiasm is naturally attractive. It draws people who are intrigued by your authenticity and vitality. Moreover, adopting a Stoic, when you stop looking for outside validation and start valuing your own judgment and worth, you automatically raise your standing in the eyes of others. Remember that the best way to find love is to be the best version of yourself, not the version you think others want to see. Number 6. Add some fun to your encounters. Playfulness in interactions doesn't mean being fake or silly. It means adding a sense of joy and ease to conversations. This can make both people feel at ease and entertained, which can lead to a deeper connection. However, it's important to balance this lightheartedness with a reliable and grounded presence to show that while you can be fun, you're also a reliable and emotionally mature person. Here's how you can do that in your interactions. Step 1. Start by being slightly silly. Joke around with her by saying funny things. For example, if she says she's clumsy, you could gently tease her by saying, "Should I wear a helmet around you?" This is a fun way to acknowledge her self-worth, telling the truth while keeping the mood positive. Playful mimicry is another fun way to get closer to her if she has a certain way of smiling or gesturing that you like to copy. It shows that you are paying attention in a fun and interesting way. Step 2. Gently question her opinions when she says them, especially about light topics like her favorite movies or books. If she loves a movie you think is overrated, challenge her in a friendly and fun way. Make your case for your point of view with humor. "No way that movie, I need to show you some real movies." This leads to fun discussion and conversation, which can be very stimulating and fun. Step 3. Be a reliable presence while keeping interactions light and fun. It's also important to be there for her emotionally. For example, if she's had a bad day, stop being playful and start being supportive. Listen to her and validate her feelings. If the moment calls for it, lighten the mood with a gentle joke to show that you're not just there for laughs, but also for real support. Step 4. Be fun in unexpected ways. Last but not least, keep her guessing with your wit and originality. Just because you know each other well doesn't mean you have to send her a funny meme about it. Instead, send her a playful message out of the blue. The unpredictable events mixed with real times of connection create an interesting mix. By finding this balance, you become someone who not only makes people happy and laughs, but also gives them a sense of emotional stability and depth. Women are naturally drawn to men who can make them laugh and think, and who they can depend on emotionally. It's about being a whole person, a person who brings her happiness, care, and trustworthiness. Don't forget to keep things fun, but also give your conversations depth and sincerity. This combination is irresistible, and she'll look forward to every contact with you. Let's keep applying these Stoic principles to our daily lives, which will make our lives and the lives of those we interact with better. Learn how to text like a pro. Stoicism tells us to be self-controlled and not let outside events, like getting a text, upset our inner peace or tell us what to do. This rule is very helpful for controlling when and how you answer texts. If you always reply right away, it could seem like you're always available, or even worse, like you're just waiting for her message. This could give the impression that your only activity is checking your phone. Remember that shortage makes things more valuable. If you are always available, you might not only make people less interested in you, but they might also think you are less valuable. A Stoic would see texting as a way to communicate, not as a way to show how happy or important you are in a relationship. When you get a text, read it, but don't reply right away. This pause isn't for fun, it's for real life. Putting your phone away while you're doing something else. This could mean texting back a few hours later, or after you're done with work or other daily tasks. When there's a natural delay in your responses because you're actually busy, it naturally piques her interest, and she may start to wonder what you're doing, which makes you more attractive. You're not trying to make her feel unsafe or anxious. Instead, you're showing that you're an engaged, active person with a full life. For example, let's say you're in the middle of a workout, project or hobby when she texts you, but you decide to finish your task before replying. When you do reply, you could casually mention what you were doing, like, "Hey, I just finished a painting I've been working on all afternoon. How's your day going?" This shows that you're interested in her, but you also have your own life, which is both attractive and respectful. Ask her about her day, but don't just ask. Share something interesting you read or something funny that happened to you that day. Quality over quantity keeps talks going. This is lively and interesting, which shows that you put thought into your interactions, which can be much more meaningful than sending a lot of meaningless texts. Stoicism also tells us not to depend on constant reassurance from others to feel good about ourselves. You can apply this to texting by being okay with silences or slower conversations. If she doesn't react right away, don't send follow-up texts. Instead, keep doing what you're doing. Being patient and sure of your own worth, no matter how long it takes for someone to respond, are naturally attractive traits. By following these tips, you will not only get better at texting, but also at relationships in general. Remember that the goal is not to manipulate feelings, but to build genuine interest and respect through healthy communication habits. Let the richness of your life and your mindful engagement be the reasons she finds you interesting and worth pursuing. Number 8. Go beyond the surface. When you choose to go deeper than usual surface-level topics, you show that you value the other person's thoughts and experiences. This isn't about prying into someone's personal life. It's about showing that you want to learn more about them. For example, if she talks about her job or studies, ask her what drew her to that field. For example, what inspired you to pursue architecture? Was there a specific moment that sparked your interest? This shows that you care about her goals and value her professional opinion. Identity, or asking about favorite childhood memories or important life events, can give you a window into her past and help you understand what makes her who she is today. For example, you could ask, "Do you have a favorite memory from when you were a child?" This will allow her to share stories and give you new insights into her journey. Also, knowing someone's values can help you understand them better. Ask her about books, movies, or events that have been important to her. For example, ask her what book or movie has changed the way she thinks about the world and why. This will not only deepen the conversation, but also give you a sense of her moral or philosophical compass. Stoicism puts a lot of weight on the skill of listening, which is an important skill for having deep talks. It's not enough to just hear words. You need to understand the feelings and thoughts behind them as well. When she talks, listen with the intention to understand, not to respond. This shows that you value her words and feelings, which builds trust and respect. Deep conversations naturally lead to a stronger emotional connection. As you talk about important topics, you build a bond based on mutual understanding and shared experiences. This link is much more likely to last than one that is based on casual chatter, for example. If she talks about a hard time in her life, showing empathy and understanding can strengthen your relationship. You could say something like, "That sounds like a really hard time for you. How did you get through that?" By genuinely interested in her life and thoughts, you make her feel valued and respected. This feeling of being understood well and appreciated is very attractive. It brings people closer together and makes them want to put more effort into the relationship. If you put effort into understanding her, she is more likely to reciprocate that interest, which could lead her to seek a deeper connection with you. Number 9. Praise in a useful way. Stoicism tells us that we should be genuine and honest in everything we do and say. When it comes to compliments, this means going beyond shallow platitudes and focusing on deep, thoughtful praise that recognizes the unique qualities of each person. Stoics believe that recognizing virtues instead of just external traits can change how we interact with others. If she's dedicated to a craft like music or art, compliment her on her dedication instead of just the end result. For example, instead of saying, "You're a great painter," you could say, "I admire the dedication you put into each painting. Your passion really shows in the vibrant colors and the emotion in each piece." Tell her about the things about her personality that stand out to you, like how kind, considerate or patient she is. This shows that you value her as a person, not just for how she looks or what she can do. If she has made a positive impact on you or someone else, this kind of compliment is powerful because it's about how she affects the world around her, making it much more personal and heartfelt. But be careful that when you give compliments, they are not only true, but also appropriate and at the right time. It means showing genuine love and respect. This builds trust and mutual respect, which are important for any serious relationship. Genuine compliments go a long way toward making someone feel seen and valued. This kind of recognition can take your interactions from surface level to deeper, more meaningful ones. For example, if she's worked hard to plan an event and you notice how much effort and creativity she's put into it, telling her this can make her feel valued. "You did an amazing job with the event. It was not only well organized, but also so welcoming and fun. It's clear you put your heart into it." By focusing on what really impresses you about someone and saying it in a sincere way, you leave a positive impression that lasts. Not only does this approach fit with Stoic values, but it also naturally draws people to you. They see someone who isn't just giving them compliments, but who also notices and appreciates the deeper parts of their personality and efforts. This not only helps you connect with them more deeply, but it also makes them feel like you really understand and value them. Number 10. Charisma can help you enjoy the moment. Being charismatic is more than just being pretty or knowing how to say the right things at the right times. It comes from being present. Being fully present in every moment can greatly affect how others see you and how they react to you. This in-depth look at Stoicism's philosophy can be used to develop such charisma and delve into why it's so compelling in making connections, especially when it comes to women's potential to attract their attention and admiration. Stoicism says that charisma comes from having a lot of faith in yourself and committing to living in the present moment. This way of thinking encourages you to interact with life and the people around you in a way that is genuine and interesting. Stoics stress the importance of living in harmony with nature, which means taking each moment as it comes and handling every situation with virtue and poise. Imagine you are on a date or at a social gathering. Instead of worrying about how other people might see you or the bad things that could happen, your focus is on enjoying the experience and connecting deeply with the people you meet. For example, if the conversation turns to a hobby that she is passionate about, show your interest by listening carefully, asking thoughtful questions, and sharing relevant personal anecdotes. This not only shows that you are paying attention, but also shows that you are genuinely interested in her hobbies. When you are truly present, your interactions naturally become more engaging and memorable. People, particularly women you are interested in, will take notice of your sincere engagement and your zest for living life, moment to moment. This not only makes you more attractive, but also memorable, and someone they desire to spend more time with. Adopting Stoic principles to foster charisma through being present can profoundly form your social engagements, making you immensely more appealing. It's not solely about prompting women to pursue you, it's about evolving into someone who enriches every interaction with value and joy. Commit to living fully in each moment, deeply connect with those around you, and observe how your natural charisma magnetically draws people into your sphere. As we conclude our exploration of 10 powerful habits that can significantly shift how women perceive and interact with you, remember, it's all about consistency in being genuine, recognizing your own worth, and applying these subtle yet powerful changes in how you interact. Start integrating these habits into your daily life, remain true to yourself, and you're bound to notice a positive shift in how women respond to you. We've talked about a lot today, from how to set high goals and live in the present to how to text like a pro. Beyond that, following these Stoic principles will make you more attractive and give you more confidence. Now it's time to put these ideas into practice. Be honest, know your worth, and make those small, thoughtful changes in how you deal with others. As soon as you start using these tips, if you stay true to yourself and embrace the Stoic way of life, women and everyone else around you will react differently. If you liked this video and are ready to take these steps, leave a comment below saying, "I know my value." Before you leave, please give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. It's an easy way to show that you're committed to this journey of personal growth. You can never miss our new videos by subscribing to our channel and clicking the bell icon. We have a lot more insights and useful tips coming your way that will help you not only meet your goals, but also exceed them. For more content like this, watch the suggested video that's on your screen right now. Thanks for joining me today, and remember that true attraction isn't about making someone chase you, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. Next video will be up soon.